Hey y'all, what's up, my fierce and fabulous Leos? Okay, so this will be the What Spirit Needs You to Know Right Now reading for you amazing Leos. I love y'all. I think that as a Leo, a lot of people tend to misunderstand just Leos overall, right? And our intentions and that I think one of the biggest things is just the fact that like you are the sun, love. Like who can not see the sun, right? So a lot of times people tend to feel that you are trying your hardest to be seen or that you're doing the most when in reality is like, no, I'm just being me. Just being me, love. So yeah, trust me, I get it. And it's really nothing that you guys can do about that. You just keep being the beautiful light that you are. My daughter is also a Leo sun. So I just have to remind her a lot of times. And so hopefully this is, helpful to one of you guys. But I often remind her, Leo, the animal that resonates, and represents Leo is the lion, right? Also tying into strength, which is something that as a Leo, a lot of times you really have to stand firm on, right? Your strength. But going back to, referring to the lion, it's like if there's a lion in a room full of people, right? Even if the lion is literally ducked off over in the corner, quiet, not bothering anybody, not roaring, not doing anything, just literally sitting there in the corner, right? There's no way possible that every person that enters the room, 222 on the timer, that every person that enters that room will ignore the lion, right? They're going to see that lion, whether they want to see it or acknowledge it or not. It is seen, right? It is felt. We know that it is there, right? You can't just be like, oh, I don't see that lion over there. And oftentimes it would more than likely be intimidating, right? So I just always like to remind my daughter of that when she's going through anything, whether it's being, judged or just misunderstood or whatever. It's like, we also rule the heart space. So, we often, and really I don't want to say often, most often, especially if you are an evolved Leo, let me be very clear in saying that, okay? Because I do acknowledge that as an unevolved Leo, okay, or if, for lack of better terminology, if you are a low vibrational Leo, then, it could be a little different, right? But let's be very clear that that is why we often just come from a space of love. A lot of us know what it feels like to have to be strong, right? A lot of us knows what it feels like to not be loved in the way that we give love, right? We often want that reciprocity. Excuse me for the noise. Because we just naturally give love. It's not a, oh, you have to do this or that for me. No, we just genuinely want to love on you and help you and gift you and all that good stuff. And by me saying gifts, let me be very clear. Leos tend to give very thoughtful gifts, right? Gifts from the heart, right? But anyway, so just had to put that out there for my Leos, because this is actually going to be the first zodiac sign What Spirit Needs You to Know Right Now reading that I am doing. So I just really wanted to just express that. We got 444 on the timer, so come on with that confirmation spirit. Thank you. I love you. So what I'm going to do is I am going to call in spirit, welcome in spirit into the reading, and I'm going to get straight into your messages, okay? Sorry for rambling for the first 5 minutes, but hey, If it was for you, it was for you, love. All right. All right. So, Holy Spirit of pure divine white light of the Most High God, we call you into this reading. I ask that you grant me the ability to deliver the messages to the collective Leo as you see fit. We thank you for all that you are, all that you have been, and all that you will continue to be. Amen. Ashe. All right, y'all. So, going straight into it, okay? I am working with the Oracle deck of Work Your Light by Rebecca Campbell, okay? As well as Ask Your Guides Oracle cards. And that is by Sonia Croquet. So, the first card we have is Mirror. All right. It says, who or what is triggering you? Who or what is triggering you? All right. So at this time, there could be something going on in your life where maybe you are crossing paths with certain people, or you're around certain people that are triggering you. Okay. I do know that due to certain planetary shifts, I want to say it's Pluto. Ooh, y'all look. Now what I will say is that's not my lane. Okay, so go holler at you. Very knowledgeable astrologist for those details, but I, if my mind is correct, I believe it's Pluto and Scorpio or something like that. But I just know that there's a significant Pluto shift, as well as we are presently, as I'm recording this, in Mercury retrograde. So that's already going to, bring in certain things, emotions, and situations for the collective, right? And I also want to say to those of you who are maybe newer to Mercury retrograde and just all that, do your best to be in a good mind space about it. Okay, so find the good through the bullshit. It just poses a better time of reflection and experience for you. That way, next Mercury retrograde, it's gonna seem like really not too much of nothing, right? It's like the things that take place, they'll be kind of expected. You be like, oh, okay, whatever. It's Mercury retrograde. You know what I'm saying? Versus you, because I think the spiritual community kind of puts this like, I don't know, like just a really bad like stigma almost out there about retrograde, when in fact retrograde, as crazy as it can be, it's actually it's helpful, right? Whether that be from you experiencing a flat tire, right? Or being delayed on a trip through travel. Like I say, I know those things are, just frustrating, irritating, makes you feel like whatever, right? Because you feel like you're late or whatever. It's like, find the good in that, right? Versus being upset and frustrated and mad about it. Just be like, you know what? I'm going to just let God do what God's doing. Maybe this is God, preventing me from having an accident, or maybe I needed to slow down because something is about to take place, in my route of where I was headed to. So I'll take a flat tire over a bad accident. You know what I'm saying? Like, just try to have more of a positive outlook on things, okay? But yeah, so back to, mirror and being triggered. So there could be some people around you guys right now that you may want to look a little deeper into the communication, as well as just like finding yourself in what you see, right? So if somebody's like triggering you, ask yourself why you're triggered, right? Get to the core of it. See if in fact like think back, be like, you know what, do I do this? You know what I'm saying? So that we can be accountable for ourselves, right? And so that we're not being hypocritical, okay? Because it's really easy for us to do that when we are looking outside of ourselves, right? But not acknowledging that a lot of times things, get a response from us that we probably relate to more than what we acknowledge. All right. But yeah, okay. So, you could be so not could be, you could have water placements, as well as earth placements, in your birth chart as well. You could either recently have or soon will be going maybe like to the ocean or the beach or a river nearby. You could love flowers. Your favorite colors could be pink or blue or like baby blue. You could own a black swimming suit, preferably a like full body swimsuit, if that makes sense. Not like a bikini, but just, you know. All right. So anyway, moving forward, the number 44 could be relevant to you as well. But so, who or what is triggering you? The filter of our own experience is how we experience life 90% of the time. Through our own projections, when someone reminds us of an unhealed experience, we get triggered. Often, it's an unconscious thing. People and situations can trigger our mirrors to reflect back to us what we believe to be true about life, the universe, and ourselves. Mirrors pointing to our shadow and our light. Mirrors revealing the parts of us that are yet to be accepted, witnessed, or loved. This card is guiding you to look closely at the experiences or people that are currently triggering in you and what they could be mirroring back to you. When have you felt like this before? Could there be opportunities to heal something in you? Or are they shining a light on something that longs to be witnessed in you? This goes for the good and the bad. The good, those who we admire and put on a pedestal. If we do not realize that we are attracted to them because we are like them, we will need to cut them down in order to rise to their level. The bad, those we despise, are envious of, and put down. If we do not realize that they trigger something in us, then it is still yet to be healed, and we will remain hurt and wounded ourselves. Who or what is triggering you? What is it in you that they are triggering? And what part of you longs to be witnessed? Okay? So that also just kind of confirms what I was saying. But like they said, you know, it's not just for the bad, right? The bad triggers. You could be triggered, excuse me, in a good way, right? There could be representation in some way, shape, or form. Maybe there's somebody you follow on social media and you really admire them. You like a lot of things that they post and just their character and whatever and whatnot. Well, find those things in yourself. You are appealing. You're attracted to them because maybe you see some of yourself in them, or maybe that's how you feel that you want to come out to people. So find those parts of yourself within. All right. So then we have boundaries. All right. The number 38 could be relevant. Also, I want to say April 4th, as well as March 8th or August 3rd. Okay, so you are a Leo, so that could be someone's birthday. Could have resonance as well. All right. So boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? All right. Someone could live in Arizona. Someone could be very very skilled with your hands. So I mean, that could be all kinds of professions. Just to name a few, I'd say you could be like a writer or a blogger, or you work a lot on your laptop. You could also, maybe you work on cars. Maybe you do hair. Like there's so many different positions that could be. So, but yeah, I'm also getting like someone watching this. You could live somewhere where there's like a desert. Okay, so like I say, maybe you're in Nevada or something like that, or even somewhere overseas. Okay, or maybe you have ties to Egypt, or yeah. I'm also getting that someone watching this is a star seed as well. Okay? So, anyway, where do you need to establish better boundaries? You are being called to create clearer boundaries in your life. This could be with your friends, family, or work. Saying yes when you really mean no leads to resentment, which is the biggest energy drain ever. At first, it might only be a little bit and not feel like a big deal. But before you know it, your energy field becomes porous and you are left feeling depleted, resentful, and taken advantage of. Saying no and having clear boundaries is actually a spiritual act. The most giving, loving, compassionate people are those with the clearest boundaries. For when they say yes, they are able to give unconditionally. When your boundaries are clear, others know where they stand and you are able to give freely. If you are not clear where your boundaries lie, this causes confusion, resentment, and energetic cords to be planted. If you are saying yes when you really mean no, you are likely needing something yourself. Ask yourself what parts of me needs something from them. It could be a need for approval, a fear of being seen a certain way, or a fear of loss. The best way to gauge your boundaries is to check in with your belly. Your belly is the second brain. It has an intelligence known as your gut feelings. Tune into this space when deciding what is okay for you. How does it feel? What is it trying to communicate with you? Where in your life do you need to establish better boundaries? Okay, the number 39, March 9th or September 3rd also could be relevant to you. All right, so that is that part. And then we've got one other card that is from Ask Your Guides Oracle cards, and that is Pleasure, Divine Goddess. Okay, I'm getting someone could have a really colorful, pretty garden in your yard, or maybe there's one that you visit frequently, or maybe there's one that you will cross paths with here in the next few days of you listening to this reading, and just take that as your confirmation that this is your message. Okay, purple, orange, red, or yellow could have significance to you. You could be wearing that right now, or maybe one of those are your favorite colors. I'm also getting something about a basket, so I don't know what that resonates with, but that's for you if it is. Someone's favorite fruit could be grapes, or maybe you're eating grapes right now, or maybe you ate grapes today that you're watching this video. Also bread. Now what I'm actually getting with that is there's someone who may have been consuming a lot of carbs. Okay, and you may want to cut back on them. Okay, yeah, just do your best to cut back on the bread as best you can. I'm not saying go full, fast, full keto diet, none of that. However, if that is what you feel led to do, then do so, right? But definitely just monitor your carb intake, okay? And then I'm also getting that whoever's watching, like, that could be your confirmation. Maybe you are on a keto diet, or maybe you just recently cut back on your carbs, or maybe you are presently fasting, and that is one of the things that you're fasting from is a lot of carbs. Okay, so anyway, the number 9 could be relevant. Okay, and also the number 20, or the month of September or February, could have relevance to you. Okay, all right, so pleasure, divine goddess, fulfillment, abundance, satisfaction, and contentment. The divine goddess smiles upon you, urging you to step into her luscious and beautiful garden and drink from her well of vitality and joy. Relax, have fun, and allow the good times to roll. Life is to be enjoyed, not endured. Whether it's a fun day at the beach or a rousing sexual romp with your lover, The divine goddess reminds you that there's nothing holy, superior, or righteous in resisting pleasure or hiding your beauty. She has stepped into your life to remedy the sad fact that you are not taking joy in much of anything of late and have lost touch with your beauty. Life is at risk of becoming too black and white and shades of gray, and you're missing color. She sweetly advises you not to postpone your rewards until you're in heaven. Instead, she encourages you to enjoy a little heaven on earth. Indulge your soul in some delicious food, good music, close friends, and playful fun. Use her sparkle to inspire you to embellish your environment. Redecorate, add a splash of color to your beige walls, bring in fresh flowers, and make yourself beautiful as well. Perhaps try a new hairstyle, dabble in sexy cologne, buy new clothes. Overall, accept yourself as a beautiful human being. This is a harvest, a time of abundance and flow. Share your beauty with others, be generous, and don't fret about overindulging or getting carried away. Get used to the beautiful life and consider it your birthright to dance in the divine goddess's garden. Her question to you: how good can you stand it? All right. So, yeah, that was pretty clear and concise, right? So, listen, go live it up, enjoy life, and give yourself some good pleasure, okay? So, I hope that this reading was helpful for you. If, in fact, it was, please go ahead and tap that like button. All right. Subscribe if you are new here. Go through the channel, check out some of the old videos. Yeah, comment down below, let me know how this reading resonates with you, or what you liked about it. Okay. And yeah, so I'm gonna leave it at that. I hope you guys have a great day. I hope you guys are taking care of your spirit. Make sure you're watching what you are putting in your body. All right. Okay, y'all. Well, I'll see you later. Holla.